Hello there. Welcome back to Jakku. I was born in it, molded by it. I never saw another map till I was a man, and it was nothing to me but fast tech level 3.
Welcome back here to Jakku once again for episode 4, which is set 4, which is going to be Grenooli here in the red playing Trade Federation up against Soup here in the green. We've got Parappa cooping to confuse me for just a little bit there, but I'm pretty sure this is Soup and Grenooli today. So, yeah. Grenooli here in the green with the Gungans, Grenooli the red Trade Federation. And Dewback's getting lured by the scouts towards the command centres for that quick food income. So they can keep the command centre going, pumping out those workers, and decide what they're going to do. But I do have 10 nerfs into the nursery as well, so extra food income from there. So every in-game minute, 77 food coming their way. And Grenooli the bully going for the early troop centre as Trade Federation. There's a little bit of a tell with the 3 workers on food, as much as possible on carbon, and he's going to get that troop centre built as soon as possible. And he might not even have to cut a worker here just to get him out queued up because of the... if he just garrisoned his workers. You know. Are they going to go all the way to 35 food? Oh dear, there's a bit of basic training there. I don't think he should have gotten basic training though. No need for it right now. He's busy luring this massive, that's what's diverted his attention. So this could be quite devastating here for Soup. And forward facing carbon too, so that's going to make the Mountie get to his workers even quicker. And does need to get that massive lured. Unfortunately, not doing it in time here. Don't know where the scout's hiding around. He's actually going off to scout. It's kind of a problem because he's just letting his food income sort of stop. And Soup at the moment not even building workers. So this is going to look like a disaster game for him, in my opinion. He's got Mountie on the way. He had an idle command centre for too long there with having 250 food. And now pushing the massive. And in a couple of moments, that metallic bug riding droid is going to hit his carbon and start bullying his workers. Or is he? He's taken a wrong turn. So close to the carbon, but now he's gone left for some reason. Maybe Grenooli doesn't actually know where he is. No, because he does have to use his scout, so... Ah, that's the problem here. He can't find his opponent if we look at the fog of war. He's desperately scouting around with the Mountie and the scout. Fortunately sending them in the same direction now. Just to guess wrong, he sees that ore and maybe thinks, oh, he must be around here. Answer, no, he's over here. So, Soup is really getting away with murder here. The early TF Mountie cheese strat is kind of based on you actually getting the Mountie to your opponent very quickly. Because if we look at the game now, Soup's got his troop centre down already. A few workers rallied off to Nova. I assume he might queue up his own Mountie. I think he probably should have, and he should have already queued it up because it could be like about 30% or something by now, and he could use it to defend himself. Losing a worker here, doesn't have basic training, just researched it right now. Power core down and just going to have to go to trooper recruits it seems, but going to lose a second worker here because the scout keeps messing up its AI. It took a bit of damage before I had basic training. We got one trooper recruit out, but he needs to be careful that the Mounties don't get on top of that. And back at home, just a comfy little food processor. A massive still to get around the back here and a few farms placed down, but all in all, Soup can't really get off to T3. He's not actually mining this massive at the moment. It's kind of like, that's 100 food there. If he just had a couple of Minox, you know, he could be just sort of turtling around his command center and like taking to T2 right now. And then I think Grenooli would probably be in trouble. Grenooli at home. Getting kind of close to tacking up. He's going to be quite even with Soup now, I think, in terms of troopers and stuff. Soup now even having to build some farms. not comfortable enough to go and get all those Minocs. It's a lot of food. So it's 500, that's like 700 food, right? So there's 5 of them. So it's like 2 dewbacks. And harassing, just keeping an eye on Soup, making sure that the troops stay in his base so he doesn't wander down across the map and counterattack him. But I don't think it'll be much of an issue at this point now for Grenooli. He's got 3 trooper recruits out. Should be on his way, almost T2 as well. Soup's really just having a nightmare here in T1. Built a lot of troopers, but now he's sort of stranded himself in tech level 1 with these troopers. And just a bit too much panic and not the right kind of reaction. But it could have been so much worse if that Mountie found Grenooli instantly. Or found Soup instantly, rather. A lot of idle droids over here. Have to find a new thing to do. Off to Carbon, it seems. Second troop center coming down. Troops on the way. Upgrade should be getting researched, I would have thought. Trooper in, macro binoculars on the way for that extra range. And what can Soup really do here but fall over and die, would be my estimation. He's going to be fighting much quicker troopers with more health than him, and they're going to have +1 range too. So they're tankier, do more damage, have extra range. And they're going to be able to just fire on the Carbon workers instantly here, and Grenooli using his 1 Mountie to lure the troopers away. And Soup really not got much of an idea what's going on in this game, really. Very easily lured away. Now no Carbon income. And farm workers being shot at now. That's 2 workers dead. So he tries to get off to T2. His best hope to get to T2, get his upgrades, and then take a trade and hope to survive in this game. But as this goes on, Grenooli will be getting further and further ahead in his economy. Soup only at 19 workers here. 9 less than Grenooli. And even more troopers on their way to just kind of overpower Soup here. He should be T2 now, but not making any attempts to build any turrets. He probably needs to like turret and make a new Carbon spot or something. Problem is this Carbon's quite good and it would cover his farms. There's a slight temptation to go up here, but I think he needs to take this position back and get the turrets down. I think the workers should be like flying over here right now trying to build these turrets. Even crawl like turret here to turret here or something. I think as it stands, Grenooli's just going to take the trade here, win it, and then kill all the workers. Even building a turret as well, just to deny that location. And Soup kind of he's just lost this one, unfortunately. Just too much panic in T1. And GG called there. Hop into game 2. Grenooli with the Naboo in the orange, and Soup still in the green with the Galactic Empire. It's got 8 nerfs, 2 AG back, a massive here. Some Eopies. Does Soup have? Yeah, he's got Eopies right up against the edge. Quite a mixed bag of food, but should be very good again for Mountie aggression, I would think. Soup can lure that Eopie, get some early food there. Fortunately, only one of the workers shooting at it there and pushing it further back. That's annoying. They should pretty much just one trip it though. It's only 140 food. And Soup needs to find all these nerfs. Just do a nice big circle around the base and should get everything. Oof, not the best Carbons. I'm surprised it didn't go for that and not just... Does he not see you? I feel like I would go over here, no? Just much bigger carbon. You could just wall this bit. Kind of comfy, to be honest. Like, wall, walled, wall, and then this area. Farms, carbon, comfort. You have your troop centres around here or something. Protect your food stockpile. It's got nice sort of walling in a sense, but it's just not a lot of carbon. It's going to run out quite quickly. Certainly not got the best base. Probably be good for a T3 or something. He doesn't. I don't know if you ever really get to whip out the T3s these days with these mounty maps, because it kind of changes the game. I have an idle command center. I'm waiting for that food there. You have to mount T into T3. A lot on food here for soup. No, a lot on for Grenooli as well. Maybe the players are not really going to go for super efficient mounties. I see a troop center going down for Grenooli here. He's only found 5 nerfs though. That's probably why he's got more on food. 3 nerfs sitting around there. Oh no, food processor. Alright, food just rotting here. It's only a better setup for Soup this time if he's playing defensive into the mounties, but he'll need to get his troop centre down soon, unless he can manage to wall all around. I assume he wants to go on these berries. And the first mountie unpowered almost out here for Grenooli. Not too quick to place his power core. To get onto the stockpile food. Got a long distance mining these EOPs. Not really doing any scout luring. I guess this time trying to use the scout to make sure he does find his opponent. Mountie makes its way past the Star Destroyer. Bit of damage there from the Mountie and the Scout. Troop Centre is up. The second one going to come in here now though. We don't really have power core, like the food processors slowed things down quite a bit. He's on the way to T2 though, so there's at least that going for him. One trooper recruit coming out, but we don't have any carbon income right now, we can't make any more. Could make mounties though to defend. We really don't want to have any idle time with these workers here. Can queue up more troopers. Needs to get 3 of them. But in terms of, like, there's not really any counter-attacking that can be done. Grenooli's gonna have such an easy wall off as well. Honestly, Soup's best bet really is probably just to fix his base layout, get his farms down and just work towards T3 and keep himself in the game. He's Trying to send the 2 troopers, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's just not quick enough. And not building turrets to defend at home, which I don't like. Needs to reclaim some of these areas, get some prefabs and some light walls down, I think, and just close some of this area out. Get these farms slammed down and built up a lot of carbon here. Grenooli might actually just skip rushing altogether. It's got a few farms down, got nursery, food processor with a stockpile, 1 TC. Maybe just send these troopers out and be aggressive with them and then just T3 behind it. These 2 coming in. Might get 1 worker. It's not too bad. Pretty good to be honest. Gonna get a second? Oh, it does. That's crazy. Getting the 2 workers there. And finally gonna get to clean up these mounties. And the scout. Are they really gonna get away? Oh, practically 1 shot each. That is grim. Local man remembers he's got coffee in a cafeteria. Ugh, I can't do both things. The worker was harassed. The troops are on the way. As I press the coffee. Pour in the mug. And Grenooli entering the base with the troopers here. And again, you see what I mean? Everything's so very open, right? A lot of opportunities to just walk into anywhere and shoot workers, which is not great. Luckily, not on patrol there, Grenooli taking so much damage there as Soup gets the first shots off. And that's a nice breath of fresh air for him. He can breathe that in and feel a little bit better. However, he needs to watch with Grenooli trying to sneak up to T3. And you should kind of see this, register this with his brain. The scout there, seeing everything. Try and counter-attack here because he's double troop centre. Grenooli's only 1 troop centre, but he's walled everything. Does have the little benefit that Grenooli never got these 3 banthas. But Grenooli's food total up to 700, whereas Soup is just broke. But he's had this surplus of carbon for a long time. And it's simply just not him not pulling workers off of carbon and building farms with them, which he could have done quite a few minutes ago. And then he'd probably be on about 400, 500 food by now. Which means it wouldn't be that difficult for him to cut some corners and get up to T3 and sort of weather the storm a bit better. That'll be coming his way when Grenooli hits T3. Grenooli up to 800 food, he just needs to do a bit of spaceport magic to get the Nova, so sell 100 food, sell 200 carbon, something like that, and he should have the figure that he needs. The second building just not quite complete. And Soup going to go through the wall here. It's up to Grenooli and maybe place some prefabs. It's just 2 prefabs here, closes it out. He's even got the turret here as well. And yeah, nothing Soup can really do from that angle. And doubling up the light walls. Light wall OP. And not really anything he can do here, unfortunately. Light walls are everyone's enemy. Except Parappa. And off he goes. Can't do anything. Grenooli off to T3. Get War Centre here as well. Maybe just flood out Strike Max. Feel quite comfy with Naboo. You see how much farms he can afford. It's just what if that happened a few minutes ago? Be on his way to actually pulled way too much off of carbon, isn't he? 5 on carbon now, and tons of workers on this. This is too many, really. Might get him the food he needs, but it's going to be tricky for him to get his buildings now, I think. And to like properly wall things out the way that you would want. This left-hand side is just always so open. We don't have any turrets covering any of this as well. It's going to be a bit scary when Grenooli hits T3. that a gate? Let's see, I was trying to get in here, find an angle, but not quite. This guy trapped. Double strike max being queued up, airbase as well. Kind of standard 1v1 T3 layout. And upgrades coming in, so already got the first round of T2 upgrades for the strike max. They're going to be an absolute menace when they make it across the map. Mech factory going down here. Spaceport's already down for soup. You can see what I mean about this was too many farms, right? Look how much food he's got. Needs to sort the worker distribution out a bit, I think. I try and wall things out. It's got some time, that the strikes are getting there quickly though. No. Can't quite do it. Queuing up grenade troopers. I keep trying to call them grenadiers and then call them grenadier troopers, which is a bit of a mouthful. Grenadier trooper. Grenader. Can't call them Grens though, because you've got Grenooli here. That's Gran. Some okay-ish shots, but you know, I've never seen anyone use a medic with grenade troopers. It's probably alright. Should really do that at some point. See how it is. Oh, dodges. One of them connected though. It's buying him a bit of time, but there should be fighters coming. I don't know where they are. Oh, he always does this. It's like his air bases have got no rally point. He's been doing this since he started playing, and it's never stopped. Always like building up to like 4 or 6 air. Just rally them across. We need turrets. You have like a turret to like garrison things in and like hide your grenade troopers in. Up to T3, got a few MDs out, but like it's chaos here. This is where it can snowball out of control and you just lose all your workers. You might kill some of the units, but we don't really have anti-air because we've been building grenade troopers. I don't think there's any way out of this one. There's too many workers to lose when you're trapped on one command center. Like, gets the turret up, gets a few MDs out, but then what? What are you gonna do? Down to 20 workers, 20 to 46. Like, Grenooli's got over double the amount of workers now. And there's just not really anything that you should be, like if you're both at a competent level, you shouldn't really be able to come back from that. Simply because in a little bit your opponent can just place a forward down and start building artillery, or go up to tech level 4 and hit you with T4 air. You just won't, you'll never have the resources to be able to deal with those problems. Trying to send the units out across, but this is kind of like it's a much weaker thing to do on a map where there's nerfs and you've got nursery and you've played troopers, because like mounties are very easy to just flex in, and because of the minimum range rule, like there's nothing your mech destroyers can really do about that. Plus grenadiers as well, they can be flexed into. And then with no anti-air, a bomber as well. There's just too many ways, too many solutions to this problem. Looks like Soup is alive, but, you know, just barely. You could try and slam down a bunch of command centers. And just try and boom his way back. And get to batteries. Probably just play for batteries, I guess, if you're playing against Naboo. 3 CC and batteries, and trying to survive what T4 air comes your way in a little bit. I mean, this isn't a bad thing for Grenooli to do. Remember, he's only on 1 CC. Every worker's precious at this point, and he could just trade his fighters for it. It's no big deal to him. And Soup can't even get this CC up. It's having to make just turrets everywhere. And the turrets are just not going to scale very well into the T4 air. Unless he gets T4 himself, which is a big ask. I'm going to show Grenooli his 3 missed banthas. Very ethical. Grenooli just hiding in his walls here, chilling, expanding out the left-hand side, where there's no pressure. Soup does at least get these 2 CCs down. Grenooli's built up some MDs, he's got all the upgrades. Soup doesn't have any, unfortunately. Can't really take that trade, needs to run these home, there's no point losing them. He's at least made him make these mech destroyers, but he should just go home. I would worry though that Grenooli could just push out here and get like a fortress. Like he could push with those MDs and just build a fort out the front. Could probably do that as like a fake sort of contain and then T4 air. I think that would work quite well. Soup could maybe play for getting a fortress. I guess if he's got the walls on this side, it really might not want to go there. Might try to play for these Novas. He should probably try and get a fortress down here or something. Grenooli's just staying ahead. More command centers than Soup. Can have way more workers. Getting some vision down. Where is this guy off to? He's absolutely lost. He's absolutely tempting fate here. Lucky he doesn't get sniped. 75 workers to 40. Just a 35 lead rather than 26. Huh? That's too ambitious. Trying to out micro, but like you're trying to out micro way more mech destroyers with upgrades. It's just not happening. Plus they like there's no animation in these, is there? They just fire. Whereas the GA ones have got a little bit of a wind up on their attacks. So it's too difficult to do. I'm going to try and hit him with some mounties. He does have air though. Air is in the area. The air, yeah. You could have deleted this prefab and run at them. And they got +2 armor here as well. And just not, these mounties are not upgraded in any way. It's a lot of health. There are like 3 mounties with no upgrades to deal with. And gonna get a really nice fortress right up against the command center. Gonna deny that area, denies this over, all this Nova. Pretty devastating. It's running in here to fight and kill workers. Keep the units away from the fort. I would say Soup is dead. GG. Why is this reset itself? Game 3. This time Grenooli in the cyan or the teal with the Imperial remnants. Soup on the other hand still green, but this time with the Wookiees. Remember what, 6 nerfs? El Dewback. Massive, many of the obnoxious Gorg throngs. Not too massive though. An ethical T1. But again, very, very mounty. Some Eopies, where are they? Put it back down again. Really learn that food. Very quick carbon processor here. Did munch on the bantha a little bit. I'm just going to let it decay down though. This is faster food income. Does feel bad to watch it rot though. I feel like I would just put 1 on it just to slowly extract from it. Just makes me feel better about it. And we got a lot on food here for soup. Just pulled some off. So assign them over to the carbon where the carbon processor is placed. What reason do they have to sit there skiving for a good couple seconds, pretending they can't reach the food? It's right there. Troop center dropping down there, and same for soup. They're kind of evenish there. The workers even about it. Soup, unfortunately, not got any food lured in time. Where's his dewback? That's over here. Oh, hard times. I take it Soup's been scouting, yeah. I've got 1 mountie queued up, but I do worry for him here because, I mean, this is a lot of food. Grenooli could always find his dewback as well. He's been luring some of these EOPs, not too worried about finding his opponent, really. House there for a little bit. And just the 1 mountie built without power core. Soup on the other hand, we're going to have 2 mounties, got a power core. Grenooli pulling this right back to defend because he kind of knows he's in trouble if he doesn't. He's just got to play for T2 at this point, I think, the way that he's open here. Not too far off it though, 200 food. Managed to kill the scout for basically free, which is nice. It means just less annoying damage from the scout. You can use his scout now as a little bit of a differential. And I think over the course of their fight it should add up to enough that you can win that trade, even after taking a few bits of damage, but he won't if there's 2 of them, and he goes straight for the scout here. Got the Tuscat on his side though. Doesn't last long, does it? The edge. A lot of farms go down for soup. It's 680 food that you missed though, like carbon free food. Moral, ethical food if it's carbon free. Mounties, nearly killing that marker. Grenooli not really got much of an answer to this right now, he's kind of just letting it happen. Power core going down now, on his way to T2 though, just doesn't really have anything built up, but not Not queuing up any troopers unpowered here. They could have gotten a good percent on them, you know. We should just pump out 3 of them. Oh, he's got his mounties though. Forgot about that. Where have they been? I'm kind of concerned where they've actually been right now, since they've watching these mounties harass them. Distracted while luring the Jew back. Will it die? Oh. He's 2 to 3 hits away. He's gonna survive. Nearly killed it with the military units though. Well, Grenooli's T2 should be feeling good. Soup on the other hand, not quite there. Where is he? Oh, he is T2, is he? Oh, he made it. So his farm's paid off quickly. I suppose there's the nerfs as well. So what's he playing for now? 1 TC, getting some walls down. And he's got all these farms built, which is more than Grenooli has. Similar-ish in the food, but I don't think the income's the same. It's going to be much higher for soup. I suppose it's this Jew back that's getting eaten. We will actually get him up to that amount. Trying to get the spaceport here. Grenooli does know because he's distracting with the scout there, delaying it, shooting at the worker. And I guess both would just go for T3 now. Trading that Mountie away for a bit of scouting information. We're nearly there. 800 food, 200 Nova. Don't have to make any units really. Soup the same, just a bit ahead. We're really lagging the game, man. That should be a forfeit right there. Can't play in lag. It's impossible. I guess it's gonna be like double air base, probably for both. All these walls and stuff. At least on Grenooli's side, it doesn't look like there's much opportunities for strike max. Maybe on the food stockpile, that's about it. Whereas soup space not fully closed out yet. Quite a lot of opportunities to get on the right hand side and stuff, but Grenooli doesn't have any scouting units anymore. He's traded the mounties away, he lost the scout. And soup T3. It's gotta just be double air base drop for sure. Both in the power core, good job. Annoyingly, his farm's going to expire at this moment, but got quite a lot of food built up. Maybe he needs to distribute some of these workers around just now. Because it'd be nice to get command centers down and stuff as well before getting back on the farm so much. Double fighters queued up. Grenooli on the other hand, airbase 1, airbase 2, airbase 3, okay. So he's going to definitely catch up there. He's a little bit behind in the production, but the third one, it should just even that out very quickly, and then he should take the lead in that regard, providing he can keep them going. Got a bit of a food problem though. I've only got 3 farms and 3 workers on the food stockpile, and 5 nerfs. I don't know if that can really sustain, and his resources are getting quite low. He's going to be kind of trapped on one command center for a while here. So I think everything's going to be riding on like these first initial air trades. If he can like smash Soup's Air Force and then maybe get something out of it on the other side, then he shouldn't have much of a problem with how much he's bankrupted himself here. He does have the turret as well, which could land a shot here. Soup doing some pretty good micro there, dodging in box formation, but he needs to pull out there. It's just not worth it. Now you probably think, oh, my opponent's probably got about 4 fighters, the same as me, but he's 3 airbase, so he's actually here with, 7 fighters, 7 versus 4. Soup does have 7 though. 8 here. That was just a horrible trade from both of them. Like, both of their micro or patrols were mucked up there, but Grenooli did get the better of that, and now he gets to kill some workers. That was an extreme coin flip. Like, neither patrolling was that good there. That was really bad. I guess back to no fighters each. Grenooli's really putting everything into funding these fighters. He's barely keeping things afloat here with the 1cc. It's not really any surplus. Getting more farms. That should help things out now, and then he can get things queued up a bit better. And then maybe build up some surplus food, which he could trade away if he wants for carbon to get like a command center or something. And comes in here for another one of those patrol fights, and he wins this one. It's kind of dangerous because you go over this wall, and then there's the buildings as well. You might end up shooting them, but again, a lot of workers here just because Soup's lost his fighters. And Soup's struggling here to sort of keep up with the production. I think Soup would have been better to lean into some turrets and stuff there. It would have really helped deal with the extra production. Like 1 or 2 turrets are going to cancel that out if he's just playing on the defensive against it. And really he should have been able to afford a second command center. Yeah, he's placed it here, but unfortunately with everything that went on it's been denied. Grenooli's basically just waving him here. It's like one of Hunter's Desert Strike games. The units just keep coming on a lateral line to his base. And I don't know if he's going to be as prepared for this wave as he has the previous 2. Oh, he does get some good micro here though, just clicking on them a little bit. Does lose the workers though. He's asking, are you triple airbase? And he's yes. It's making sense to him now. So where do they line up in the workers with all this? Because Soup's lost kind of a lot here. 48, yeah, 12 behind. Both were on 1cc, but that's the second cc down for Soup now. Which he's just going to have to use to catch up rather than get ahead. Which was kind of going to be... That was like the big perk to what he was doing compared to what Grenooli was doing. Because it's kind of... The burden of proof was on Grenooli, right? To get that damage. To overwhelm the fighters and keep trading like that. And it's paid off for him. And as I said, Soup maybe could have cancelled that out a little bit with some turrets and stuff, but instead he's gone for his 3rd airbase himself to try and keep up here. I don't think some anti-air troopers would be bad as well, just around the base, a little bit of differential in some of these trades. But again, he comes in here and he just gets a few workers each time, and he's just really whittling Soup down, and eventually, like, it's not really unreasonable. Yeah, he's got 2nd CC, and he could probably afford his 3rd by now as well. Just because the economy, in terms of its scale, is getting higher and higher, right? There's more free resources to play with. Because these fighter and worker overheads are completely covered now. Onto ore as well. Gonna need a new Nova spot though. That Nova's going down quickly. Up here. Over here. I'd go for like 2 groups of air now. Start playing it like T2 troopers. Maybe just going to find more angles to keep coming in and just killing off workers. Certainly a good way to play this against the Wookiees. Because the Wookiees are going to be able to take their air up much further than you. But if you can just keep trading air, keep the numbers down, it's great for him. Because his air does not scale in the same manner. It doesn't get shields. I don't even think they get advanced fighter, do they? Or maybe that's first order. I can't really... They're all sort of the same, aren't they? It comes in, that's a bit of a... Yeah, maybe 2 groups of air is too much for Grenooli. He needs to stick to one. I'm just never going to win that 1v1 with the Wookiees now. Even if he did try to fight back, he was too demoralised by the health pool. That's 65 health raid boss worker right there. And Soup is taking the map back, I guess. He's got the air. He really needs to press this advantage. But again, it's not taking long for Grenooli to have enough fighters to sort of deal with this, right? Because of the triple airbase. I don't feel like Soup's really pumping them out in the same manner. I don't think they're saturated. Yeah, barely. Still can only using 2 really. Not that keen on going out and finding some damage, and Grenooli's eco, adding on way more farms now. It does feel like he's sort of walled himself out a little bit, and his brain's not like this. This totally happens to you when you play this game and you make walls and stuff. Like you just don't feel you can as freely place command centers. Because I feel like he should be on his 3rd for sure. Maybe even up to a 4th if he wants to keep this in like T3, keep trading and stuff. Getting a turret there. Really building that vision. Coming out onto the map now, and that vision does make it easier for him to make good decisions with his air. Although Soup's found a bit of an angle to patrol into him, and fully in flank formation here. Catches him, and they're going to connect there. Some of these are getting dragged over at the prefab, but again, no. That positioning and that attack's too good from Soup there, that flank. And he needs to like do something with this though, because that's 2 fights in a row that he's won now. He needs to be like getting across the map, and unfortunately I don't feel like he's building enough fighters behind it. I feel like he should have 3 times this amount by now. Because if he were, like, he wouldn't like he'd trade 1 for 1 here, sure, but then there'd be more flying in right now, right? And just killing workers. That's kind of the problem here. And then this area, is sort of denied. And then this area, you could probably just camp the production too. They'd probably lose the game, really, if he was just pumping out fighters at the same rate that he should be with this triple airbase. You see, this is a very weak attack coming now. It's just like, that's 1 rotation. There's 3 here, 3 will pop out. That's 6v6. He does get to kill some workers now, but like, this is nowhere near what could happen, And then the trade gets taken, and then again it's sort of back to square one. And Grenooli will have to find new Nova. He's got some up there. He's a Nova up here. That's a CC here. Very conservative, like trapped in his walls here. Needs to branch out a bit. Is he maybe going to go for a forward? Not too sure what he's doing. Ah, what's this Nova up here? He's got great vision though, right? So he sees everything. Another air sortie flying out here, looking for trouble. And just always the same count of air, despite Soup winning these trades. And I think that would be okay if Soup had translated that into like T4, but he's not. He's kind of hanging about in T3, same as Grenooli. Well, Grenooli could push the button now, because he's built up all those farms over time. Just, I think a bit more than... They might actually be even now though. 41... 40, yeah, it did look evenish. Can have a quick look, we'll see just where things stand economically. It's similar, but really just sort of ahead by that little bit. Whole metrics. Same with the workers. Soup's catching up, but just not quick enough. Still 20 workers down. Not to grab any hollows yet. I feel like Grenooli could freely get those with his vision. Quite nice having that Nova. Then you'd have a temple as well. Imperial Remnant can make good use of that. Soup's got the food, just not the Nova. Has he forgotten about T4? That's the thing. There's a research center. Bit of spaceport wizardry. But he needs to watch Grenooli just sort of trading with him. When he gets T4, he gets Fast Fighter. He could probably just pump out Interceptor. It would be the best thing to do. I think like just Interceptors off of these. Wipe all the air. And then forward here with a Fortress. So Grenooli does hit tech level 4 there. We'll see what he wants to do with it. More command centers. Not really any intent of forward. Oh, he's got some production over here. Over strike max. Zip's mostly walled off his base, but he is open out here on the right hand side. He could get in. You need some armored mech destroyers with some tracking tech. He wants to deal with that. Soup almost tech level 4. It's just being really annoying with these Mounties right now, just killing off these scouting buildings. Grenooli's had enough of it pulling his air over here. Killing off those Mounties. Does reveal he's got Fast Fighter here, but again, no shields. And it wouldn't even be terrible for him to come in and take the trade, as he's going to try here, but Grenooli being wary of that. Now T4. You're really feeling the pressure there. Maybe why he's taking a trade here. He wants that fighter count down a bit. I think he should just pump out Interceptors. His best bet right now. While he gets static defense built up and upgraded. Advanced turret on the way. I think a handful of Interceptors would be a really smart move while he gets things set up on the ground. Because he kind of wants to fight the Wookiees on the ground just now here while they're teched into air and not quite got like their artillery and stuff transitioned into. Go for troop centers early here. I'm not too sure why he's getting the troop centers so quickly. I think he needs to get like heavy weapons factories down. He can use his air to guarantee his artillery. And then as the economy catches up and stuff, then you can get all the upgrades. It takes a while to get all the upgrades for your troopers to make them relevant. Even with starting in well, they've gotten like a couple of the upgrades in T1, T2, but as it stands, the artillery you only really need to get your range and your heavy upgrade, and that's it. And I mean, even without the range, they're strong out the box, right? You know, the strike mech's finding an angle here. It's sort of the same time as he's going to raid here, which is quite good for him. He can maybe make some bombers or some attackers or something to defend at home. I think like rallied attackers is kind of something that should find its way into as a solution. Although these turrets are going to freeze him out of the base, and maybe he should just peel his fighters back. Doesn't want to lose all these workers. As it stands, Grenooli's going to get way more damage than Soup is here. I think the play for Soup might have actually been just taking his artillery and use his air to keep them alive and defend these strike mechs. Grenooli beat him to T4, it is what it is. He's got his upgrades. He's got a turret covering everywhere, but you know, it's at the expense of him not having like a super advanced forward on him or anything. So no reason to take all this damage from the strike max. And lost quite a few of the fighters there. Much lower number. Not advanced either for like extra damage here. And Mounties are not a solution. Again, we've got no armor, no upgrades, nothing. Strike Mech is going to kill him off very quickly. They're full upgrades here. Heavy Strike Mech plus 7 damage. And so it's just taking way too much damage to this, when he just really shouldn't. I don't even think this is was a good decision in the grand scheme of things from Grenooli. I think it would have been much better just getting into a forward. I think he should have forwarded around here and played around the interceptors and stuff. But as it stands, a lot of workers have gone down. So trying to play advanced Mountie into heavy strike mech as well. Not really too sure on that. Some attackers here. Attackers would be good. Pure air would be solid. Take back control of the map a bit. I think he needs time to catch up those workers and get things going. We will need to get these heavy weapons out. I think you need to have that ranged artillery. Even just a handful of them. They're just so good. It's difficult to deal with. Attackers do very good. These are only 150 health, so Mech Stars would just be a waste of time at this point, I think. Attackers all the way. Again, mount these into heavy strike mech. This is borderline trolling from Soup. We got quite the bank. Soup's pretty poor. It's like he's out of Nova, really. There's Nova out here on the map. I think that's his biggest issue. He's eating all. There's some here. It's quite a low Nova map, technically. Surprised nobody's gone for the hollows. Grenooli again is going to sneak around the right hand side here. The attackers are out of position. He's starting to mix in some mech stars now. Switching a bit of a push, I suppose. And there's going to be so many workers dying for free. Even got to bear in mind they've got 70 health. Instead of what, 55? And they still just die instantly. There's only 2 attackers there. It's not much DPS. I mean, this is him getting frozen out of more Nova, which he desperately needs. And there's a forward here on this left-hand side now. Grenooli's kind of just split the map away from him. Gonna build up some anti-air. Assume some cannons will pop out and start shelling things. Bit of a turret crawl as well. Some grenade troopers, getting some good shots there. Again, cost Nova though. Expensive for them. But they will scale very well with the upgrades. This cannon completely out of position. I think it's trying to go for that fortress, but it's on the outside of the walls. And the cannon's starting to hit his fortress now. .12 range on the A-mobiles. And more strikes coming around the right hand side, killing off workers. Spawn killing troopers. So it's just getting picked apart. Still just no Nova. Not really much food. Worker countdown at 96. 96 to 173. You can see Grenooli's bank of resources there. You can make tons and tons of max. He's already got so many over here now. He's pretty much he's fully set up, fully boomed up. And it's quite simple now. There's very little maintenance, right? Just got to queue up farms and make sure the carbon workers are in the right places. And just keep pumping out these strong mech units. Got a lot of anti-air built up as well. Not really a differential that Soup can throw at him now. Just can't afford anything that's good for a Civ. Getting something on the Nova, but it's sort of all too late, right? They really should have grabbed these hollows, I think, as well. They could have given him a lot of Nova over the course of the game. Trying to come in with the attackers. They're tanky, but I mean, it's a lot of A-mobiles with full upgrades. 13 range now, got all their retrofit and everything. Is there really anything you can do? I'd say the army still loses quite easily to Wookiee artillery. Let's be honest. Like, I think if you wanted to beat that, you need to put in some assault mechs and some ACs or something. Just for that big area of effect damage. Take advantage of their small health pool. Otherwise, if those guys got in a shield, we kind of beat all of this pretty comfortably. Counter-attacking with troopers. It's got Lucky Ashman vibes right here. 1 hour, 4-minute troopers. How long will they take to kill this? Oh, he got upgraded to heavy. Not even half health. There we go, half health, boys. You're doing it. There we go. Cheer for the Wookiees. Will I get a second one? Or even a third? It's a race against the clock. 2. Can I get the third kill? Oh. Is it doomed? Oh man, there's like 3 hollows. Oh wait, maybe that's the one I saw earlier. One up here. Only when you click on it. If you can box it, it doesn't make any noise. He's gonna call GG there. I mean, yeah, he's kind of been dead for a while, right? It was a better game from Soup. I just think he needed some his priorities a bit straighter. Is that another one? Yeah, he had like 3 on his side. He really should have grabbed those. I think Nova's definitely something he should have played for, and I think the T4 he just needed to play for that quicker. And then again, when he won all those trades as well, like better macro, and just pressuring Grenooli. Kind of like Grenooli, just keep flying into him really. But anyway, GG, well played to both players there. And if you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like on the video, If you want to get involved with these types of games that we play, we've got our GBG Discord community. You'll find the server invite down in the description field. You'll find one for the Expanding Fronts mod, which is the mod that we're playing here that adds these extra civs like Imperial Remnant. You'll find a link for voobly.com where you can play this game online. It's got patches and widescreen support and everything. Everything that you find in the Expanding Fronts mod, you can get there for vanilla as well, and the EXE patches. And if you want to support the channel another way, maybe buy me a coffee. There's a PayPal link in the description field. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.